Naranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Śatarūpā Shishimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada Ki Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga. All glories to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Grantarat Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 21, Conversation between Manu and Kardama, verses 26 and 27. So I will read 26 and then we will repeat 27, which is on the board. Ceha vipra rājarṣir mahiṣyā śatarūpayā āyāsyati didṛkṣus tvām paraśvo dharma-kovidaḥ. Translation. The day after tomorrow, a brāhmaṇa, O brāhmaṇa, that celebrated emperor who is expert in religious activities, will come here with his queen, Śatarūpā, wishing to see you. Text 27. Ātmajām asitāpāṅgīm. Ātmajām asitāpāṅgīm. vayaḥ-śīla-guṇānvitām. vayaḥ-śīla-guṇānvitām. mṛgayantīṁ patiṁ dāsyaty. mṛgayantīṁ patiṁ dāsyaty. anurūpāya te prabho. anurūpāya te prabho. ātmajām asitāpāṅgīṁ. vayaḥ-śīla-guṇānvitām. mṛgayantīṁ patiṁ dāsyaty. anurūpāya te prabho. Please repeat. Ātmajām asitāpāṅgīṁ. Ladies. Ātmajām asitāpāṅgīṁ. vayaḥ-śīla-guṇānvitām. mṛgayantīṁ patiṁ dāsyaty. anurūpāya te prabho. ātmajām asitāpāṅgīṁ. ātmajām, his own daughter. Asita, black. Apāṅgīm, eyes. Vayaḥ, grown up age. Śīla, with character. Guna, with good qualities. Anvitām, endowed. Mṛgayantīṁ, searching for. Patiṁ, a husband. Dāsyaty, he will give. Anurūpāya, who are suitable. Te, unto you. Prabho, my dear sir. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. He has a grown-up daughter whose eyes are black. She is ready for marriage, and she has good character and all good qualities. She is also searching for a good husband. My dear sir, her parents will come to see you who are exactly suitable for her, just to deliver their daughter as your wife. Purport. The selection of a good husband for a good girl was always entrusted to the parents. Here it is clearly stated that Manu and his wife were coming to see Kardama Muni to offer their daughter, because the daughter was well qualified and the parents were searching out a similarly qualified man. This is the duty of parents. Girls are never thrown into the public street to search out their husband. For when girls are grown up and are searching after a boy, they forget to consider whether the boy they select is actually suitable for them. Out of the urge of sex desire, a girl may accept anyone, but if the husband is chosen by the parents, they can consider who is to be selected and who is not. According to the Vedic system, therefore, the girl is given over to a suitable boy by the parents. She is never allowed to select her own husband independently. Again the verse, ātmajām asitāpāṅgīṁ vayaḥ-śīla-guṇānvitām mṛgayantīṁ patiṁ dāsyaty anurūpāya te prabho. He has a grown-up daughter whose eyes are black. She is ready for marriage, and she has good character and all good qualities. She is also searching for a good husband. My dear sir, her parents will come to see you who are exactly suitable for her, just to deliver their daughter as your wife. Om Jnānatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Śrimate Kadamba Swaminiti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Śrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya-deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please allow me to speak and to say something bona fide, especially the senior devotees. I'm asking for your blessings. So the last class here we were hearing about the spiritual leadership and the example of Svāyambhuva Manu as a personification of a proper manager, leader, and we learn that the real leader should be servant, should have the mentality of a servant. Now, in today's verses, we are getting another lessons. We are getting the science, how to have a proper family life, successful marriage. Basically, this is a science, and there are rules, and as many other things which are very, very practical for us are described on the pages of Bhagavatam. So we can get this knowledge and we can apply in our life, and it will help us to be successful, even while we are trying to take care of our material desires. So what is the science? How the things are working in this material world? Here we are seeing that Svāyambhuva Manu is bringing his very qualified daughter and is looking for proper match for her. In other words, Śrīla Prabhupada is saying the duty of the parents is to find a suitable husband for the girl. Proper match, meaning they should match in qualities, both should be qualified, or both should not be very much qualified, but the point is they should be on a similar level. The nature should be matching, the quality should be matching. Otherwise there will be lots of conflicts, disagreements. So good qualities, good character, also ideally both of them should be devotees. This is the actually most important thing in our relationships. Of course, material nature is very good to match, but then if a husband and wife both are very strong spiritually, they may transcend even some differences in the character, in the qualities. And of course, they require lots of patience to make the things work. It is explained that the two most important qualities for a boy to be successful in the marriage are self-control, and he should be also very what is the word? Sensitive. He should control himself, because in this way he will not try to exploit his wife or his kids. Rather, he will have the attitude of being their servant and helping them to grow spiritually. And sensitive means whenever they have certain needs, he will try to facilitate. And the girl should be very chaste and should be satisfied. In other words, when the husband tries to give his best to make the things in a household work, if they're not enough according to the desires of the wife, she should be ready to be satisfied with whatever is there. So this will really help the things to work. One time I asked my father, I asked him, so you're married for 45 years and most of our relatives, like my uncles, aunties, most of them are divorced or they don't live together with their wives or husbands. So what's the secret? How it's possible? 45 years in the Western world. And he thought for a while and he said, you have to be very tolerant, very patient. It doesn't matter what's going on. You just have to be tolerant, and then the things will work. Because you have some weak spots, and your wife may have some weak spots, but anyway, don't pay so much attention, just tolerate. So this is also another important quality. So this is a big responsibility of the parents. They have to take care of their kids, especially of the daughter, and marry her for a suitable boy. And they have to choose a good candidates. But at the same time, it's not that the girl is forced to get married. Okay, come here now, get married, I'm ordering you. It's not exactly like that. Rather, they should make sure that the options that are there are all good options, qualified boys, and then the girl, according to her heart, she will naturally go in a certain direction. It's something like how we deal with our intelligence and our mind. If we give all the possible options to our mind, it will be disaster, isn't it? Yes or yes? But if we make before that the proper choices with our intelligence, now it doesn't matter what the mind will choose, it will be okay. Let's say if we have 3 good options coming from the intelligence, okay, I can go to Mangalarati now, or I can chant my japa, or I can watch Mangalarati online. All 3 are good options. So the mind may go here or there, but it doesn't matter, it's all good options. Now if the mind says, oh, we can go to Mangalarati, or we can just stay another 2 hours and sleep, and now the 2 options are not so good. So in the same way in the marriage, we have to give a good options to the girl, and she can choose from the good options. Srila Prabhupada is saying, the girl is given to a suitable boy by the parents. She is never allowed to select her own husband independently. And Srila Prabhupada is giving very practical point why. When the girl is already very much eager to be with a boy, she may not always make the right choice. And the role of the parents is, with their maturity, with their experience in life, they can make a they can give a good advice, and they can help her in this choice. In the West, normally people, they are getting married by love. They just love someone and they get together with him, especially in the famous stars circles. They get married by love, and these are the news in the papers very often. Okay, he got married, and just 1 year later he got divorced, and now he's with another famous lady. So sometimes 6 marriages, 10 marriages, whatever. Why? Because if they get together because they love each other, very often they may not be together because they hate each other. So if we based our decision only on our feelings, it will be a problem. One time a devotee was traveling in a Indian train, and he saw a happy Indian couple. We have many of those around, married for whatever, 50 years, 60 years. And he said, so what's your secret? How you're doing it? How you're getting married and you stay together for whole life? They said, well, you know, your problem is you begin the relationship from 100%, and then you go to 0. You consume the whole relationship within the first few months, and then there is nothing else to do. And our relationship begins from 0, and then we build it up to 100%. So it's a difference between day and night. Very much our relationship in the West, they are based on the modes of goodness, not goodness, ignorance and and passion, and not so much goodness is there. So that's why they cannot last for long. So yes, these are very, very practical advices Srila Prabhupada is giving. Now I wanted to speak something more, a big question. What to do with our material desires? Because here we have Kardama Muni, and he's a very great personality, exceptionally great personality, and it looks like he has material desire. Now, little later we are going to discuss this more, but now before that, what are our options? How we can deal with our material desires? Most of us, we have material desires, isn't it? Yes or no? Few, at least to eat nice pizza or few rasagullas, maybe even few more material desires. So one option is we can deny that we have them. We just pretend they're not there, and we hope that before they catch us, we will catch the spiritual world. And in some cases it works, but not always. Very often at some point we have to face the reality. So that's another way to deal with them. Some devotees, they say, okay, I have material desires, and I accept the reality, and I surrender to them. And oh, life, come, I'm embracing you. That's another way you can go with it. But it's also not working. So these two, they are normally known as karma and jnana. Karma means we try to enjoy. Whatever is there in our heart, we just try to fulfill it. And jnana means we try to pretend it's not there, we renounce it, we just say no. I don't want material sense gratification. I'll be tough guy, tyagi, and I'll renounce material sense gratification. So normally our mind is jumping between these two, karma and jnana, or other terms used are bhoga and tyaga. Sometimes we want to enjoy, sometimes we say, no, I don't want to enjoy. It's too much. Does it happen to you sometimes? Your mind to go between these two? Sometimes you think, okay, I just want to let it go. And sometimes you say, no, I'm a devotee. I should be a good devotee. I have to control my senses. I have to control my mind. Isn't it? So very often our mind is going between these two. Now what is the solution? What can we do in this regard? Our bhakti philosophy is telling us that, wait a minute, you can use your material desires, but not for your pleasure, but for the pleasure of Krishna. And this is called bhakti. And this is the middle path. In the beginning of Nectar of Devotion, it is explained that we are always after material happiness. This is the nature of the soul. We want to enjoy. And we try to enjoy in this material world. That's why we are here. But the problem with the material rasa, or the material way to get happiness, there are two components. One is, it's a flickering happiness in this material world. So you try to get material happiness, material rasa, but actually it's here for a very, very short time, and then it's gone. Like, for example, you are 20 years old and you're thinking, okay, let me enjoy life. And then very soon you are 30, and you start understanding gradually that you don't have a spiritual body. And sometimes your body is creating troubles. And when you are 40, you start following the diet, and you understand, okay, the liver is not working well, some teeth start making problems. You just basically see the material reality. So it's temporary material happiness. And then the other problem of the material rasa is we are jumping between these two. bhoga, and tyaga. We try to enjoy something, but actually we cannot enjoy eternally, like spiritual happiness, spiritual rasa. And then we become disgusted. And then we don't want to enjoy anymore for a while. And then we go back to the same thing. Like sometimes example is given with a certain food. You like to eat whatever, ice cream. Do you like ice cream? Now especially it's a good time for ice cream. And soon a shop is opening. And you go and you take your favorite ice cream, whatever, vanilla, butterscotch, and you eat 1, 2, 3, 5. After 5 you say, okay, I think I'm okay, but let me have 2 more. After 10, you don't want to see ice cream anymore, at least 1 week. After 20, you don't want to see ice cream for 1 year. But after 1 year, next summer you start thinking, well, let me get a little bit more. So this is the problem with the material world. Apparently we become disgusted from sense gratification because we realize actually it cannot make me ultimately happy. But very, very soon, because we don't have another alternative, we go back to the same thing. This is what's happening in our life. That's the reality. Now the solution, the alternative is that we understand, wait a minute, I can actually use my desires to give pleasure to the senses of Krishna, not to my senses. And then this can really make me happy. In Chaitanya Charitamrita we have a verse, Atmendriya priti vancha tarabalikam Krishnendriya priticha dare premanam. Whenever we try to use our senses to give pleasure to ourselves, this is called lust, kama, and it's not going to give us real happiness, real pleasure. But when we try to use the same endeavors to give pleasure to the senses of Krishna, then this is called prema, love of God. So it looks like it's very easy to get prema. It's so easy, just you have to become fixed on this idea that let me use my life and my desires to give pleasure to Krishna. Now, if we try to satisfy our material desires as a devotees, we have different options. One option is you just start running around and trying to satisfy your material desire. For example, you want to get married, and you think, okay, let me just go around to find the best girl in the area and just propose to her and do the job. I'm a capable boy, I'm intelligent, I have a good humor, let me use my qualities and get the best girl and do the job. So that's one way to do it. Then another way to do it is, okay, I have this material desire, I have this need, let me depend on Krishna. Let me just fix myself, let me follow strictly the process of devotional service, let me perform tapasya. And if Krishna is satisfied by my tapasya, he will satisfy my desire in the best possible way. Definitely he will do that. This is called faith. If someone is ready to depend on Krishna for fulfilling his material desires. This in Shastra it's called, there is a term, it is called Tivra Bhakti. Akama sarva kamova moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogina yajita purusham param. We may have different material desires, sarva kama, or have desire for liberation, akama. It doesn't matter. We, in all cases, if we just give completely our attention and our focus to serve Krishna and to perform our bhakti in a nice way, our devotional service, Krishna will take care. Krishna will fulfill our desires in the best possible way. And this is called faith. We have definition about faith in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Who can help me with the verse? Shraddha? What is Shral? Krishna koile bhakti sarva karma krita hoya. Yes. So faith means the strong conviction that if I perform bhakti, Krishna bhakti koile, sarva karma krita haya, everything in my life will be taken care of. Nothing will lack in my life. Like in the case of Shivas. Shivas, the great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was a family person. He had so many obligations, so many family members. And then one day Lord Chaitanya went to him and said, Shivas, how is that? You are a family person, you have so many things you have to perform, and you're not working. How are you doing this? And he said, oh my Lord, my secret is very simple. If I need something, I just pray to Krishna. I clap 3 times. And if the Lord is not giving, I pray again. And if He's not giving, then I say, okay, then if you don't have the strong conviction that whatever happens, even if I have material desires, if I just perform bhakti seriously, Krishna will take care. Krishna will take care of it. I have one example, many examples, but one example that comes to my mind is in my temple. I'm originally from Bulgaria, from Europe. We had a nice girl that joined, and she got initiated. Guru Bhakti is her name. Very dedicated girl, super enthusiastic. So basically since day one she got it. Okay, we have to distribute Srila Prabhupada books, because Srila Prabhupada is very happy with this. And she just went on the street, started distributing the books. And at that time there was no other girl to go with her, so she was just going every day on her own. Very determined. And then of course she started sharing that, okay, she wants to get married and this and that. But she was so dedicated to the service, and nobody was getting married for her. But she was not worried. She just said, no problem, Krishna will take care. And she was just going day after day distributing books. Many, many books she distributed. And then at some point it happened so that she met a very nice boy from Scotland who was from some very aristocratic background. You know, the good status, material status means aristocratic family, money, beauty, good mind, good education. So this boy, very nice boy, coming from super aristocratic family, and he said, yes, I want to get married for you. And the whole family came for the marriage in Bulgaria, and they came with the traditional Scotland dresses with pipes, and we were like, wow, what's happening here? Okay, now we are talking. And a huge marriage, and happily married already many years, 2 good kids. So Krishna took care. Why? Because she was very convinced. If I perform my bhakti, Krishna will take care of everything, even if I have material desires. And okay, maybe sometimes Krishna will not fulfill all our material desires just because He knows better what is good for us in our spiritual life. And then another point I want to discuss shortly is the position of Kardama Muni. How to understand this? He is such a great personality. I mean, he's a son of Brahmaji, and Svāyambhuva Manu is personally coming to give his daughter to him. He is so personally the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord appeared in front of him. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Lord, when the Lord saw him, He cried out of love for His devotee. So not an ordinary personality. And later the Supreme Lord is becoming His son also. So wow, what a great person we have in front of us. And looks like he wants to get married. How is that? Like the story of Dhruva Maharaj, we know Dhruva Maharaj, he had the material desires, and he was also tīvra bhakta. He was also ready to just perform devotional service until Krishna fulfilled his desire. But when Krishna appeared in front of him, he said, "My dear Lord, sorry, I was wrong. I don't want anything material anymore. Just I want you. I want bhakti. I want devotional service." But Kardama Muni, he saw the Supreme Lord and he said, "My dear Lord, still I have this desire. I want to get married. I mean, I know this is not the best. I know the goal is prema. But I have this desire in my heart. So what to do?" So how to understand this? How to understand the greatness of Kardama Muni, and at the same time it looks like he has some material desire. Is he a pure devotee, or he just some like third class devotee who just has some disgusting material desire? So how to understand this? Well, it's not easy, and actually it's an opportunity for us to maybe go deeper in our understanding what is bhakti and what is pure devotion. Because sometimes we have this white and black idea in spiritual life. Either you are a pure devotee and you are there and everyone is paying obeisance and giving you garlands, or you are like nothing special. You're just, okay, sadhana bhakti a little bit, but nothing really. But maybe it's not like that exactly in the spiritual life. In Nectar of Devotion, actually it is explained that when we begin to practice bhakti, we practice this process on 3 levels. And all these 3 levels, devotees can be accepted as pure devotees. Namely, sadhana devotees, bhava devotees, and prema devotees. How is that? Well, because already in the beginning of their practice, they accept that my goal is pure devotional service in Krishna. I am not practicing this to satisfy some material goal, to go to Svarga, to the heaven, to enjoy there. This is not my goal. Like many other spiritual traditions, if you go and ask them, "So what's your goal?" And they'll tell you, "Oh, we want to go to heaven, we want to enjoy there, we want to be rich, we want to be beautiful, we want to have sense gratification." But in the teachings of bhakti is very clear from the beginning. Devotee is not desiring material sense gratification. He wants only pure devotional service to Krishna. He wants to make Krishna happy, not to make himself happy. But okay, someone who is on the level of sadhana, he may be still a little bit dirty. Still he may have some material desires, as in the case of many of us practitioners. He is in the shower and he is getting purified, but maybe he is still a little bit dirty, but he is in the shower. And then in the cases of bhava bhakta and prema bhakta, basically we don't have any contaminations. On the level of bhava, still a little bit something may be there, but on the level of prema, not at all. So if we see the things from this perspective, someone who is fixed on this goal to be a prema bhakta, he may be accepted as a pure devotee. And Kardama Muni, his goal, his idea was not to satisfy some material desires. He wanted to completely surrender to Krishna and to serve Krishna. But he saw, okay, there is something in my heart I have to work on. So on the way to the pure devotion, let me finish with this thing very fast. And that's why he is a perfect example of someone who started his life in a perfect way as a brahmachari, upakurvana brahmachari. Then he got married, then he was perfect in his family life. And then when his duty as a family person was done, he said, okay, that's it. I'm going again to my renounced way of life. And he took vanaprastha. So he gave perfect example how one can go through the different ashramas and be fixed on the supreme goal, prema. So we may be struggling in our spiritual life with whatever this or that, but we should always remember our goal is prema, pure love of God, pure devotional service. And if we have something that we have to deal with in our life, okay, let's do it in the right way. according to the example of those great personalities on the pages of Bhagavatam, and then achieve our goal, and achieve real happiness and real success in life. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for your attention. Any comments, questions?
Hare Krishna, thank you for the class. Yes, my question is related with the beginning of your class. It's actually, you said, you asked your father about the tolerance and patience. I'll connect it with the bhakti. And I heard that Śatarūpā told that utsaha nishchaya dharyat, that dharya, to have the enthusiasm, we need to have patience also, and conviction. Yeah, utsaha nishchaya. And how to develop in our practice to be dharya, to be patient in our practice, to satisfy the Lord and everything. To have the enthusiasm the whole our life. As in family life also.
A family life is naturally teaching you tolerance. But in bhakti also, because the principle is the same. Each one of us is actually, in some sense, in a position of a servant. In terms of Krishna, we are servants, but also in our life we have a certain authorities, and we are servants in this regard, and they are teaching us patience. Naturally, they are teaching us patience. So we have authority in spiritual life, and this authority will come and he will correct us, and we should be ready to take it. And if we do, that means we have a tolerance, we have a patience. His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu, he in a famous class, he said, now I will teach you a very important mantra, and this mantra may change your life. Do you want to hear it? Do you want to hear it? Of course everybody said yes. And he said, okay, I live to be corrected. And this should be the mantra that we repeat every day. Every day someone will come and will tell you something, try to take it, and that means you are tolerant, you're patient. Your guru will come and will criticize you, and you should be able to take it. Your friend will come and will tell you, hey, you are not doing this right, and you should be able to take it. So if we are ready to take a little bit critic in our life, little bit correction, this will teach us naturally tolerance and patience. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Ananta Tirtha.
Hare Krishna. I have a couple of comments and a question also. One is, I would wonder what you were feeling as a brahmachari when you got this verse to speak on, but you did a very nice overview. You mentioned a couple of options if someone wants to get into the next ashram, grihastha ashram. One was you just leave it to Krishna fully, and the other was you go out and try and do it yourself. But there's also a middle ground which this verse is encouraging, is that your authorities, either family members if they're devotees or spiritual authorities, should be able to assist in that transition period, either from brahmachari to grihastha, or for the girl to get married also. So that's perhaps a more practical way to go about that change. And the question was, you mentioned how this Mataji married this Scottish aristocrat, and their marriage is very, going well. But my doubt is, how did they adjust spiritually? Because it seems that she is a very fired up devotee, and he may not be. So maybe you can.
He's
clarify.
a devotee.
He became a devotee.
He's a devotee. He's a devotee who was actually also very dedicated to book distribution and living in a temple in Scotland. Just my point was that by Krishna's arrangement they met. Like normally they shouldn't meet, because this Mataji was kind of... Yes, and also she was based in Bulgaria, she was not really traveling around. And somehow it happened. Krishna made this arrangement and it just worked out very fast. Meaning before that she was trying to get married for a while, but it didn't work out. And then at some point just bam. it work out. But yeah, he is a devotee. Actually, very nice boy. And very good comment about the middle ground. Yes, don't run around alone, but actually try for the senior devotees who are very, very experienced to help you. And we don't have nowadays some practical ways how you can do it in ISKCON. And about the verse, and yeah, it's a verse from Bhagavatam, so you can always get so many different perspectives, angles on it. Hare Krishna. Anything else? Someone?
I really like the comment of Prabhupada in the commentary, where he said that a girl shouldn't be allowed to go on her own on the street. I think he said she shouldn't be thrown on the street to find a suitable husband on her own. And believe it or not, even the materialists, they are gradually understanding this point, and they are, at least some of them, they are realizing that if a girl had, because being on the street, that means you try this one, then you try the next one, it's hit or miss. So she'll have several partners before settling. But that's the problem, because as many partners she had, this will decrease the possibility of her having a stable marriage after. So that's not what we are saying. Now the karmis are saying the same thing. Out there are many conservative people who are intelligent and thoughtful. So what Prabhupada said like 50, 60 years ago, now finally some of the materialists, they're realizing it. That is my comment.
Thank you, Prabhu. Something else? Yes.
Regarding match and all these process which goes in our devotee community also, sometimes we see that there are material qualifications, material qualities, how much income, what is his status. These are kept more preference. These are given more preference as compared to what is that background of that person, his family, how are they practicing. This has come from the material side, how the materialistic people, they do the marriages, the karmis. So that has also creeped in our our society also. So how much importance should we give to this aspect also, and how much we should not? Can you say something about it?
Well, my understanding is that the bhakti should be always the first thing. So you get married for a devotee to make a spiritual advancement, isn't it? Otherwise, if the money is the most important, if the whatever aristocracy is most important, education, well, then you can find someone who is maybe much more qualified, who is not a devotee, and get married. But you are getting married for a devotee. Why? Because you want to make Krishna the center of your life. So that's why this should be always the main consideration. If the person is a nice devotee, serious, nicely practicing, with strong faith, and then, okay, secondary, you have to consider all these things, because after all, it's a material world, like you need money to live, and so on and so on. But definitely this is secondary in the case of the devotee. So if this tendency is coming, it's not very good. We have to work on it. Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you very much. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaura Premanandi.